What's up, guys? Welcome back to our Flame Racing Reviews. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I'm sure you guys are just like me, and now we're all in our post-Indy 500 depression has begun. But, wow, can I just say the 2026 Indy 500 might go down as one of the best races of all time, if not the best race of all time. Certainly, I think it's the most competitive race of all time. I don't think you can argue that. It had the most lead changes in Indy 500 history. The previous record was from 2013 with 68 lead changes. Yesterday, we broke it with 70 lead changes. That is the new record for the amount of lead changes in a race, which is crazy. And we also had the closest finish in Indy 500 history. I'm sure many of you guys have seen my reaction to that.
Here's the Lucas. What a battle!
What the fuck? Oh!
Yeah, I mean, that finish was just insane yesterday. I really thought Malukas was going to win it there on the last lap. I mean, he's doing everything he could. He got the restart, snake on the backstretch, did that nice swoop snake into the finish line, pushed Felix up high when he was coming, but at the end of the day, Felix Rosenqvist was coming, and he was going to be the winner of that race no matter what, and Felix just drove an awesome race. His cars had more in the tank than Malukas did. Out of all of the cool cars we had yesterday, I think it's funny that the Morgan Wallen car won. I don't know. I think it's cool. Morgan Wallen, I think it's cool that he reposted that on Instagram and whatnot. I was wondering, like, does he even know that his car won? But he did. And he reposted on Instagram, so I think that was pretty cool from Morgan Wallen to do that. But Felix, man, what an insane move. I thought it was just an insane drive. When you think about it, he's kind of been the guy we've been sleeping on all month long. Qualifying 4th place, looked like he was going to take the pole position, ended up 4th in qualifying. Drove an awesome race at Long Beach in April, heading into May. Just really had been building momentum. I just think it was Felix's time. He also had a kid this month, so he had his firstborn child. I believe it's a daughter, and won the 500. So I mean, this is just it was Felix's month. Let's just put it that way. And then David Malukas. Oh, my phone keeps turning off with the results. Sorry. David Malukas, 2nd place. Drove an incredible day. I mean, when you think about it, Malukas, 10 different ways should have won that race. It would just happen to be Felix's day, but Malukas probably should have won that race. Like, if it went green to the end and we didn't have that Colette yellow, Malukas probably wins. Any other year, Felix doesn't get that monster run. It was just incredible. Obviously, David Malukas was heartbroken.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know what else we could have done. Yeah. We were the fastest car that whole race. I don't know. I gave it 150%. I mean, I almost crashed this damn car every lap. And we still ended up with a P2, man. I can't believe it. I don't know what else I can give, so. I mean, I give everything to this team, man. I mean, we've had such a stellar season this whole month. I mean, they've given me so much support, everything I needed, and yeah, I mean, it's just, I can't believe it, just so close, but oh, this place, man. We're gonna come back again, though. I mean, we're gonna bring it everything. We're gonna give it 160% next time. Thank you to everybody here for staying here through the rain and everything. Incredible race. Thank you everybody at Team Penske, and thank you Roger Penske for believing in me when nobody else did. We're going to keep on going.
And who wouldn't have been heartbroken after losing the 500 like that? I know I'd be that heartbroken. I think it's really cool at the end of that interview, as you guys saw, that he really composed himself and said, we'll give it 160% next year. We'll be back next year. And I thought that was really cool of him. And David Malukas is 24 years old, and he's finished 2nd in the Indy 500 twice. I don't know, but that's got to be some sort of record. The youngest driver to finish 2nd twice. I mean, that is insane. David Malukas is the future of Penske. There's no doubt about it. Yes, he's got 2 great teammates in Joseph Newgard and Scott McLaughlin, but there's no denying their age. You know, they're in their 30s. Malukas is in his early 20s. I mean, Penske is building their team around David Malukas. He's Penske's guy. You know, if he stays as good on the ovals as he is right now with Team Penske, he's going to win a 500. I bet David Malukas is the future multi-time winner. My brother made a great point yesterday. What if the 2025 and 2026 500s didn't go Palou and Rosenqvist away and Malukas won those races? We'd be sitting here at David Malukas, I would think, is the youngest 2-time winner, definitely the youngest back-to-back winner of the Indy 500 at 24 years old. It's just crazy to think about that. in the past 2 years, he's been second twice, and he could be a back-to-back winner, but instead, he's second place with nothing. It's crazy. It's crazy. Scott McLaughlin really rebounded well this year with a third place. He's been very vocal last year. He believes he wasted his shot, wasted his chance, which he did, crashing on the formation lap. But this year, he recovers with a third place. Honestly, the battle for third, guys, might have been more entertaining than the battle for first. Scott McLaughlin, Pato O'Ward, and Marcus Armstrong, that's your top five. That's third through fourth. Finished in a row of three together, which is insane to me. So Scott McLaughlin got third. Pato O'Ward got fourth. I thought O'Ward was going to pull it off there in the end on that fuel strategy. Ultimately, his fuel number was just way, way, way too big. Had a problem with, I think he said his brakes or something like that. Just wasn't Pato's day. Wasn't Pato's day. He's also, like David Malukas, been second twice. You have two young guys in the sport with big teams who've now finished second in the Indy 500 twice, and Pato O'Ward and David Malukas. I think that's a huge storyline heading into future 500s, that those two guys have now been second in the 500 twice. Marcus Armstrong led us to the green flag on that last lap. Personally, when that Schumacher yellow came out, I was like, are they going to get it restarted? Then Marcus Armstrong to somehow win an Indy 500. You would think Marcus Armstrong would have been really happy with that fifth place, but as we heard, he was super disappointed. You know, he's kicking himself. Thinks that he cost his team a win. But, I mean, fifth place for Armstrong. I would say his first legit Indy 500. Last year before qualifying, totaled a really good car. And then the year before that, his engine blew on lap 9. This is the first time he legit got an Indy 500. And he did really well. And I think it's a huge accomplishment for Marcus Armstrong to have led the field to the last lap. And him, McLaughlin, and O'Ward finishing together. In fact, McLaughlin finished 4.4205 away from the Rosenquist. O'Ward was 0.4271, and Armstrong was 0.4360. That's insane for them to finish that close together. Now moving down onto the grid, Rinus VeeKay in 6th. I thought that was a really quiet, good day from Rinus VeeKay. His strategy was a little different than everyone else's, but so too was Felix's and O'Ward's. The strategy was all over the board yesterday and really gave the race something extra. Alex Palou. Probably should be disqualified from this year's Indy 500. You know, my personal opinion, if it's his front wing end plate, I think you should be disqualified. If Penske got disqualified for all their modified and not legal parts, and Collette and Harvey didn't qualifying, I think if your car has been modified or found to be out of the rules, you should be disqualified. Yes, he got 10-point deducted from his championship and $10,000 fine. That's not enough, in my opinion. If your car's not legal, you should be disqualified. It was a great day, but I think he should be disqualified. I think he proved to us that he's going to win another 500. Palou is going to win another Indy 500. There's no question about it. He should have finished higher and then gotten disqualified later, in my personal opinion. But Palou, the second baby board's coming. At 8th is Santino Ferrucci, continuing what is an incredible run. An incredible run at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He's been coming here and racing since 2019 and never once finished outside the top 10. Santino's bound to win. The three drivers in the field that deserve the 500 the most is Malukas and O'Ward, and then behind them is Ferrucci. Those guys deserve it the most. Romain Grosjean got 9th for Dale Coyne Racing. Obviously wasn't off pace. They had a good car. They had to have strategy to do it. And at the end of the day, they're the ones that finished 9th. Great day. Great day from Dale Coyne Racing. Takuma Sato didn't really factor too much. He crashed out Ed Carpenter. I think that was just a racing incident. But he finishes 10th. Solid day for Ray Hall. Ray Hall always seems to get a car in the top 10. He gets a top 10. Nolan Siegel gets 11th. He's starting to really ramp up his performances. Long Beach, I believe, was 12th. I think the GP, he was like 11th and gets 11th here at the 500. Nolan Siegel really starting to pick up his performances. Although I don't think it's been enough to keep that McLaren seat. Maybe it's enough he can find out the ride somewhere else next year in IndyCar. Connor Daly, 12th. I think he had the third best car. I really do. I think it was Malukas, Palou, and Daly. If this was a normal race and the weather looked like this and not the question of rain yesterday, which, by the way, that rain, now let's talk about the weather now, a little side note, added something to that race yesterday. You had guys racing like it was the last lap from that lap 105 restart after the red flag. It was like the last lap of the race, every lap, and it was great. It added something to it. But if the weather was like this and they knew it was 500 miles and guys were fuel saving and whatnot, I think the top three probably would have been Palou, Malukas, and Daly. On a normal day, when the strategies weren't all split, Daly's in that top three fighting for the win. Just unfortunate with the way strategy played out, he's only able to get 12th. Heartbreaking day for Connor Daly. Marcus Ericsson had that car in the top 5. He finishes 13th. legitly put it in the top 5. Ericsson, I said Armstrong there. Marcus Ericsson had that car in the top 5 for Andretti. He's really proving how good he is at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and how much I think he deserves a second win. Will he get it? I don't know. We thought Alexander Rossi would win a second 500 pretty quick, and he's yet to do that. Kiffin Simpson had that weird strategy. He had a really big field number in the end, so he was only able to get 14th. Scott Dixon was leading the race before that yellow on lap 105. Quite frankly, I don't think he had the car to win today, yesterday, but I think he still had a really, really good day. Almost won the race off rain. Thank God we got all 500 miles in. Kyle Kirkwood in 16th, really struggled this month of May. Andretti really didn't bring that good of a package, so 16th is all it can write for Kirkwood. Christian Lundgaard, the Indy GP winner, only able to get 17th. Yikes. Kind of a yikes month for McLaren. For Lundgaard to be a championship contender in the future, he's going to have to be better on the ovals, and I don't think this was a step in the right direction for what he was looking for. Mick Schumacher, 18th. He brought out that yellow with 4 laps to go, which was a weak yellow, we need to mention. That yellow should not have been thrown. I know with the Alexander Rossi, what happened at the GP, they're going to be throwing the yellows like that now. That was too early on race control. I was right there. He legit tapped the wall and continued the race and finished all 500 miles, 200 laps. That there should not have been a yellow for that. He just tapped the wall. The only time there should be yellow is if a car wrecks and is stopped on track, an engine blows and the car stopped on track, or if there's weather. And I guess you could even say if a crazy fan runs out on the track. Those are the only times the yellow flag should be thrown right away. They should have let that go because I would have been really interested to see them have a 4-lap shootout versus a 1-lap shootout. I think it probably would have been a David Malukas runaway, if I'm being honest. That's probably what would have happened. Another reason why David Malukas maybe should have won the Indy 500. And the first car to finish 1 lap down, Dennis Hauger for Dale Coyne Racing, finishes 1 lap down. Graham Rahal finishes 1 lap down, and so too does Louis Foster. Jack Harvey in 22nd did not factor at all for the Indy 500. Really had a shocking month of May compared to his teammate Connor Daly. I'd honestly be surprised if Jack Harvey's back in that giant Ryan Bolt seat next year. I would imagine they might look elsewhere. Stingray Robb finishes 23rd. I talked to him on Carb Day, and he was hopeful that he'd get to move up. Didn't really quite have the pace, didn't quite get the strategy to fall his way. Jacob Abel finishes 2 laps down. In Abel Motorsports, you finished the race. You finished at 2 laps down. You ran at 495 miles. At the end of the day, I think that's a pretty good day for Abel Motorsports. Elio Castroneves retiring on lap 194 with a mechanical issue. Kyle Collette, 26, had a huge crash at the end of that race. Really glad he's okay, but brought out the red flag with 8 to go. That gave us that exciting finish. Christian Rasmussen, mechanical failure in 27th. Joseph Newgarden spun all on his own on a restart. Really shocking. Didn't expect that out of Joseph. Will Power retires on lap 91 with a gearbox failure, we believe. Alexander Rossi, for the 2nd straight year, retires from a fire. That's the exact same car that burnt down last year, and it burns down this year. Pretty crazy. 30th for Alexander Rossi. Ed Carpenter crashing out on lap 26 on a restart. Couldn't believe that. Disappointing for Ed. Hopefully he's back next year, although when you think about it, I don't think there's any guarantees that Sato, Elio, and Carpenter are back next year. And then Ryan Hunter-Reay spinning and collecting Catherine Legge. That rounds out your 33 drivers and how they finished yesterday. Red flags at the end of a race, I think, are good. The red flag at the 105 mark should not have come out. I think they should have just been running under yellow to get those laps ticked away because we knew bigger rain was coming. You almost didn't get that race in. If it's not raining and it's just barely drizzling, tick laps off, go yellow, don't go red flag. That gave everyone a heart attack. Red flag with 8 laps to go. Some people are hating it. I love it. I think that shaped up for a good finish because if they didn't, I think you could have seen that race in under yellow, which nobody wants. That was good. Overall, that might have been the most competitive Indy 500 in history. I know for sure that I loved it. They need to not be so throwing the yellows right away. I think that Mick Schumacher, they should have kept it green. That would have been interesting. And I got to talk to our winner, Felix Rosenquist, at Carb Day. Here's his thoughts heading into the race. So how confident are you heading into race day?
I mean, you're never, I wouldn't say confident around here. This is a place that will bite you in the ass if you're too relaxed and confident. So just try to, be perfect on race day with balance of the car, tools, just approach in general. Just try to nail everything. And today will be our last shot, so I think the weather might be a little different, but yeah, I think this place is just about getting it, just getting the car right for race day. And if it's right, then I'll be confident.
So yeah, never got to really interview a guy 48 hours before they won the Indy 500, but he flat out told me, if you're not prepared, this place can bite you in the ass. And well, Felix Rosenqvist was prepared, and he won the 2026 Indy 500. Felix Rosenqvist is immortal and will forever be Indy 500 champion. I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed and watched my videos this month of May. I gave it, just as Dave Malukas said, I gave it 150%. I feel like there's nothing more I could have done. I appreciate it. That being said, stay tuned for future videos. Thanks for watching this month. See ya.